Hi guys, I'm Mandy, and this is Method to My Madness. This video is going to be a little bit different. There's no script. It's just me talking about a very serious subject. Today, September 10th, is Worldwide Suicide Prevention Day. It's the end of Worldwide Suicide Awareness Week. Now, if you've watched this vlog from the beginning, you know suicide's had a very deep impact on my life. From losing one of my best friends in the world to being close to that edge myself. I wish I could say it was a thing of the past, but it's not. I'm hoping that if I say something and talk through this, maybe you might see someone who's asking for help without you realizing it. A few years ago, when I attempted suicide, for the months before, I was sending out distress signals. I was too afraid to come out right out and say that I needed the help. But I had a Twitter account and I would send things about wanting to die or not wanting to be alive. I would say casual conversation. I would post it on Facebook. And not one person said anything. Not one person said, "Hey, are you okay?" And maybe if they had, maybe if one person had been brave enough to say, "I don't care if you get mad at me, I'm gonna find out the problem," then I wouldn't have attempted what I did. Not that I'm blaming them, but sometimes people don't know how to ask for help, or they're afraid to ask for help. And you have to be aware of the small little ways they do. Giving things away, talking down about themselves all the time, mentioning suicide or death continuously, discussing different ways of committing suicide. These are all ways of them saying, "Hey, it's on my mind, look over here, please see this, please stop me." When I attempted, I felt like no one cared. Like it didn't matter to anyone if I was here or not. And if one person would have said, "Hey, I see you're in trouble, do you want to talk?" it would have helped so much. All it takes is one time of attempting, and it's too late. 38,000 people a year in the US alone die from suicide. 750,000 attempt each year. That's 750,000 people who needed help, who needed someone to reach out and say, "I'm here for you, I care." I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. This is just a really hard topic, but it has to be talked about. I've heard someone say that suicide is the coward's way out, that it's the weakest thing someone can do. But I don't think so. Sometimes it's the strongest thing they can do. Sometimes, if someone feels like they're a burden to everyone, and everyone would be better off without them, and the world would be a better place without them, sometimes the strongest thing they can do is let go. It's not that they don't care about hurting other people, it's that they truly believe that they're hurting people by being here, by existing. I love my husband with all my heart, but when I attempted, I didn't think about him hurting. I thought about him hurting for a little while and then him being happier that I was gone. I know suicide's a really hard topic to talk about, even if you're on the outside, but just taking that step and saying, hey, do you need to talk? Hey, I'm here for you. Hey, I care. Can be enough to save a life. I've heard millions of stories of someone planning their suicide, and right before they do it, one person is nice to them. One person acts like they care, and so they don't. They don't attempt. They don't kill themselves. Sure, it can be hard. You're worried they're gonna lash out at you or tell you to mind your own business. And even if they do, it still matters to them that you said something. In my darkest times, when I felt no one cared, if anyone would have been like, hey, you seem down, do you need to talk? I probably would have said, mind your own business, I'm fine. But just knowing that someone had taken 2 seconds out of their day to think, is she okay, would have helped. I've heard a lot of motivational phrases about suicide, that it's a long-term solution for a short-term problem, that it doesn't take away the pain, it just spreads it to someone else. And I acknowledge these are true, but in that moment, when you feel so overwhelmed that all you want to do is end it, those things don't matter. Once you get to that point, it's like you're falling, and there's nothing for you to grab onto. The lucky ones like me have someone intervene so that they're still alive, or do it in such a way that is unsuccessful. But the unlucky ones, the ones who have no one to say, hey, I'm here for you, they have no foothold to grab onto, and they fall off that mountain, and they fall hard, and they're gone. If you're watching this, and you feel suicidal, even a little bit, talk to someone, get help, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't let it get to that point where nothing else matters. I know I look ugly crying right now. I don't care. Because this is important. If one person sees this video and says, okay, I'll call a hotline, or I'll talk to a friend, it's worth it. If one person sees this video and sees me crying like an emotional wreck, and then notices their friends doing the same thing, doing anything that might point to a suicide, and they stop them, then it's worth it. If your friend's suddenly giving away all their possessions, especially the more valuable ones, and I don't mean money valuable, I mean valuable to them, it's a really big warning sign. Okay, I think I've taken up enough of your time crying, but please pay attention to even the smallest signs of asking for help, even the smallest ways. If it crosses your mind that maybe they're asking, then be there for them. Even complete strangers. We're all in this world together. There are hundreds and hundreds of hotlines and chat rooms and pretty much everything you could think of to help with suicide prevention. There's talk, there's text, there's typing on the computer. And yes, they can get you help if you need it, which might mean hospitalization. But being hospitalized is better than the alternative. Hospitalization sucks, I know. But if it wasn't for a hospitalization, I wouldn't be here. So I'm happy that I was hospitalized. Still not fond of the memories, but looking back, I'm happy that it happened instead of the alternative. One last thing. Sometimes people are fighting their own battles with suicide or suicidal thoughts. A little over a week ago, I was fighting it where my inner voice, me, my brain, was saying, do this, kill yourself, and my heart, my logical part of the brain was like, no, don't do that, people love you, people care about you, but that other part of the brain wouldn't shut up. You have no idea who's suffering through that fight at any given moment. So be kind. You don't want to feed that voice inadvertently. You don't want to tip that scale. Just be kind to one another. Love one another. Take care of one another. You'd want them to take care of you. If you ask for help, you'd want someone to be there for you. So be that someone for someone else. Please share this video, get the word around. Please show others that you care. And tell people that you love them. You have no idea what's going on with them. Even if you think you know them better than anyone. And they could be gone tomorrow. So tell them that you care. Tell them that you love them. Make sure they know it. Your own life, don't blame yourself. There's some things that are unavoidable. Some diseases are too hard. Those who commit suicide are not weak, but the disease is stronger than they are. Okay, I'll try to have a normal, non-cry video up soon. But I couldn't not post something for Suicide Prevention Day. It's very important. Okay guys, I'll see you next time.